Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a sultry, sexy, smoky eye, and just for the fun of it, I'm using all Fenty Beauty products. So let's jump straight into it. First of all, for primer, I'm using their Soft Silk Pro Filter Hydrating Primer, and this is actually one of my favorite primers to hit the market. I started using this as soon as it first came out, and I just love it on my skin. It's hydrating as it says, and it feels and applies just like a moisturizer. I'm then going in with their Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I'm using the shade 210 today. This has a really nice solid medium coverage with a hydrating, dewy, glowy finish to it. I really like to apply this with a damp beauty blender. I find that is how it applies best on my skin. But of course, you can mix it up and use whatever kind of applicator you prefer. Around my hairline, I use the Ray Morris Radiance brush to buff my foundation into the hairline. Often you can see foundation lines around hairlines, so I like to try and avoid that. This is one of my favorite tricks to do. Now onto concealer, and I only have the shade 240, which is a little bit dark for me. I only have a light tan on at the moment. So I did have to mix a little bit of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade 2.8 with this as well, but generally I really love the finish of this concealer, and if I had it in the right shade, I definitely would have been using it. And again, I buff that out with a beauty blender. This is just a translucent loose setting powder, which I'm applying all over my eyelids, under my eyes, and a little bit up into my brows. Even though I've already done my brows today, I did them off camera a little bit earlier because I was going out. Now onto eyes, and I was in one of those moods today where I didn't really know where I wanted to start with this, so I just went in with the eyeliner. And this is one of Fenty's newer releases. It's their Longwear Pencil Eyeliner, and this is a really nice creamy crayon formula. It's super black when you apply it, which is really nice, and it also lasts really well on the waterline. So I just apply this along my lash line and then start winging it up and trying to smudge it out. Although to be honest, it doesn't smudge that well. So I went straight into the number 6 Snap palette to try and really smoke that wing. And I use the shade That Deep to begin with, and I just use this over the top of the eyeliner. And I really just wanted to create a smoky wing at this point, so followed the shape of my eye and then thickened it on that outer kind of third area. I'm then lining my upper inner waterline with the pencil. I then take this to my lower lash line, but I'm only doing it on the first third and the last third of my waterline. This is just to create a more elongated effect with my eyes, and it's just something a little bit different. So I'm leaving that middle third completely bare. I mean, not completely, the product smudges a little, but there's no specific product there. And then I just blend this out, and again I use the Snap shade in That Deep to do that. I then use a mixture of chestnuts and tan lines, and I'm just creating a little bit of a socket shadow with this. This is just to give a little bit of definition to the eye and to balance out that wing. Also, I do wings all the time by themselves, so I just wanted to make it a little bolder. So I take this all along my socket line and blend that out. I then go back and decide to thicken up that wing just a little bit on top and elongate it a little bit more, just for the drama factor. By this point, I had smudged some eyeshadow underneath my eye, so I decided to clean it up and just refresh with a little bit more concealer. I'm now curling my eyelashes with my Mecca Cosmetica lash curler, my go-to. Then I use the new Fenty Full Frontal Mascara, which is again one of their really new releases. And to be honest, this wasn't my favorite mascara. I had quite high hopes for this after reading the press release, but it just isn't for my lashes, I don't think. I will keep giving it another go. I'm going to reread the press release, make sure I'm using it the best way possible. But I did find that it didn't make my lashes as thick or as fluffy as I like them to be. But it didn't matter today because I also wanted to apply some individual false lashes, and I just used the Ardell ones as I always do. I won't go into too much detail for this one because I have full tutorials on my channel of how to apply individual false lashes, and that is how I do it every single time. So feel free to refer to those if you want a full step-by-step application. Now onto bronzer, and I'm using the Sunstalker bronzer in the shade Private Island. I love the Fenty powder bronzers. They are beautiful, and this is a really nice shade for my skin tone. I'm actually using that on a fan highlighting brush, and it just gives a lighter effect, but also it's really easy to put around my forehead using this brush. Finishing up with lips now, and I'm using the shade Single from the Mademoiselle lipstick range. I actually don't have the perfect nude shade from Fenty, so this was the closest one I had, and I think it works well for this look. I just smudged that into my lips for a really light color, and then I add the Gloss Bomb in the shade Diamond Milk over the top. And again, I smudge that in a little bit with my fingers just for a creamy effect. And this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in another one very soon. Bye.